to dopamine. And I have this living with ADHD, so I've learned now that I do this mirroring. The dog is chasing a cat. Time for the mental health walk to all go wrong, isn't it? I'm living with ADHD, and I've not given you an update on this sort of girl I met naturally, and I'm now sort of in early talking stage too. I think this is a really good update to give you because of all the things I've been speaking about, what I do for my health, how I manage my ADHD. I think it's now all clicking into the place to the point that my days are good and I'm actually meeting people and feeling really comfortable with them. You'll remember from a few videos ago, just to quickly recap, I'd been down doing my normal morning routine, which is all about my new life with ADHD, accepting it and doing the things that are good for me. So I was doing my normal morning routine, down the beach with the dog. And down there, I sort of bumped into this beautiful girl who had a dog herself. And then, as she went to leave, she sort of came up and said bye. And in this moment, my ADHD didn't overthink and overload and start asking for phone numbers and where she is and things like that. I just said very naturally, should we see each other the same time again tomorrow? And that's how it all lifted off. From there, we had sort of 3 days in a row together. We swapped numbers, and now we've been talking like this for over 3 weeks now. Now the reason we haven't seen each other again is because she's actually been away to a holiday home with her family. Come on. Come on, Star. She's been away to a holiday home with her family, and right, dog keeps sniffing on things. She's been away to a holiday home for 3-4 weeks, but now she's about to come back. And the talking stage has been going better. It's felt more comfortable than any talking stage I've ever had in my life. And this is because I have learned and dialed in how my mind works, things to do, things not to do. And it's just made everything so easy. So I've got that coming up. So how has it been such a good talking stage? How have I managed to pull this off, so to speak? Because talking stages in the past with girls have been an absolute nightmare. You get your hyperfixation, you say things too early about how much you like them, you think about the future too much, you're trying to figure out when you can next see them, and also when you're texting you pick up tone and things like that differently. It's very, very difficult to pick up different types of humour, or maybe a bit of sarcasm sometimes you can. So how is the talking stage going so well? Well, to be honest, I've kind of studied it. All the videos and everything I've shared with you is how I've done it. Early stage talking stage is quite a difficult thing for me in the past when it comes to talking to girls that I quite like, because you can get sort of hyperfixated. You start thinking about the future too much. You start thinking about when you can next see them. You overload, you share. And for a lot of neurotypical or more chilled out people, this is a bit too much. Of course, some people are on your same level, then you're both hyper focused and it goes absolutely crazy, but you don't know enough about each other to be entering those types of conversations. So I've got a nice pace on this. There's things I've learned which I'll share, but really the most important thing that's been making it go so well is just the fact that I've been studying my mind and knowing that, you know, we're talking to each other, they obviously like me, I don't need to be saying things too early. And I think a bit of a blessing in disguise is the fact that she has been away. I know that we can't see each other, and texting is all we've got. And also, a bit of a secret here, and during all this I've kept my healthy routine. In the past I find like you become focused on them, you start to feel satisfied talking to them and kind of doing what they're doing, and you get out your own routine that has for months and years has made you happy. So now I've just kept doing me, because look, that's how I met them, that's the person they met. So you've even got more justification for just keep doing you. So yeah, like I've definitely found that the mirroring thing has helped me a lot through this journey, where I'm deliberate to definitely not share too much about what I think and feel, because I know with my ADHD I completely misjudge this and I don't pick up things correctly. It's very hard for me to pick up pace and tone and things unless they're very literal. I've learned I have this living with ADHD. So I've learned now that I do this mirroring tactic where if people say things, nice things to me, and they want to see me again or they have feelings for me, I then assess that and then decide if I want to say the same back. That's been one of the things that's really helped the pace with this over the last 3 weeks of text conversation. Good boy. Go. Look it. Yeah, so living with ADHD is kind of like you have to actively, constantly assess what you're about to say and sort of picture how that future conversation might go. Because sometimes you do things on impulse or dopamine and it can end up not being a very good thing. And look, if you live with ADHD, you do have insecurities yourself, and sometimes you just say things to try and gauge people's reaction. It's really odd for me. I find sometimes I don't actually ask people the question, do you think this is going well, or do you like me, or did you have a good time? I'll sometimes say things like, well, let's definitely do that again, or I really, really like you, to then see what they say back, rather than ask questions and things that would navigate to that anyway, or try and judge the situation itself. It's really odd. You kind of need things very obvious and literally. However, what I've found with this girl is, once it started going okay for the week, I started to speak about my issues with text communication and how I take things very literally. And sometimes, if you live with ADHD, people can send things like, I've got something I need to tell you. She's now learned, which is so beautiful of her, that saying something like, I need to tell you something, makes my brain think of absolute dread. It makes my ADHD brain go crazy. I start to think of the worst. Now she's learned, what really helps me is, hey, I need to tell you something, but it's quite good, I just don't have time at the moment. Something like that makes my world a way more pleasant place, and the fact that she's understanding that so early on is so beautiful. Yeah, living with ADHD is quite strange. When you're in that early talking stage or dating stage with someone, you've kind of got it in your head that you never really want to be a pain or a nuisance to them, so you sort of go with the flow, and you're not the type of person that really puts up hard boundaries with people. You know, you talk to people and sometimes they'll be saying like, I don't like this and this, and I can't have a man that does this. I find I don't really have boundaries like that, but the reality is my boundary is communication. I need clear communication. I can't really put up with games that well. I don't really understand them. I mean, no one should really be playing games anyway. But there is some communicational things that I need. I can't have that thing where you maybe have a disagreement and then someone's like, right, well, speak to you later. When you've got ADHD, that's total torture. You think it's the end of the world. Will they ever speak to you again? But to them, it's quite normal. And those are my boundaries. It's like communication based. And I think dating, I think if you've got ADHD, dating with it can be very difficult, because often your own life is a bit of an unorganised, unsatisfying mess, and when you do meet someone that you really like, you almost cling on to them for your sort of hope and happiness. Suddenly someone's in your life that makes you feel excited from the sort of mundane, unproductive routine that you may have. And I definitely feel like recently, me getting completely on top of my life, making 99% of the days enjoyable, really dialing in on top of my dopamine addictions, and feeling like I can live in the moment and really enjoy life because I've got this incredible structure I feel now, because of so much happiness and nourishment in my life, that now when I meet someone that's nice, they're picking up on that warm energy and I'm having a good time. And really, if I think about it, is this where a lot of the hyperfixation and early dependency, early keenness on someone that you meet, that you like, is a lot of this where it comes from? Is it because your own life is so chaotic with ADHD? Generally, you might not have a grip on... There's always a car. And this has just got me thinking now, is a lot of the hyperfixation, the early dependence on someone you meet, you know, someone you meet and you really like them straight away, is this sort of early fixation on them because you're like, oh my goodness, this person is so great, they make me feel so happy, life is going to be good again. Is that thought process something that makes someone living with ADHD become like this with people, because the person with ADHD doesn't have a good grip of their own life, because everything's in chaos, it's unorganised, you're addicted to dopamine, you're not doing things that are good for your life and you don't necessarily feel happy. You're trapped in a cage of your ADHD, of unproductivity and no direction. Is this why the sort of key to becoming more pleasant and attractive and easygoing to people is that if you make yourself fully happy and nourished in your own world first? It's definitely, in my situation, I feel like this has been the case. I've had a mega routine for over a year now. I feel great. I walked down to that beach full of confidence and happiness, and I think that's resonated out to this girl, who's then went ahead and approached me, and now we're really enjoying getting to know each other.